Fish and welcome to this English news edition. I'm Fabian Yunizige. Here are top stories. This Monday, the First Lady of Burundi, Angeline Ndayishimiye, received a delegation from OFRAD, Organization of First Lady for Development in audience. During this meeting, discussions focused on initiatives led by the First Lady, Angeline Ndayishimiye. And the Secretary General of the CNDD-FDD party, Reverend Kurio, welcomed the fact that electoral campaign took place in a climate of peace and security. He stated this on Monday in Botinda during the closing of the Paris electoral campaign. Welcome. This Monday, the First Lady of Burundi, Angeline Ndayishimiye, received a delegation from OFRAD, Organization of African First Ladies for Development in audience. During this meeting, the discussion focused on the initiatives led by the First Lady Angeline Ndayishimiye through OPDA, the Office of the First Lady for Development in Burundi. The Secretary details.
During this visit by the First Lady of Burundi, Angeline Ndayishimiye, to the Michel Archange School in Bujumbura, she was accompanied by officials from the Organization of African First Ladies for Development as well as other senior Burundian officials. Also present at the Michel Archange School were students from St. Paul School. The Minister of Education, François Habyarimana, praised the First Lady's commitment to promoting health education for young people. He stated that investing in the education of young people constitutes a solid foundation for Burundi to become an emerging country by 2040 and a developed country by 2060. Therefore, young girls must not be disturbed by the psychological changes that occur during puberty, which can push them to engage in misconduct leading to debauchery, because in this case, they would greatly open the door to pregnancies, diseases such as AIDS and other sexually transmitted diseases. François Habyarimana also expressed high satisfaction with girls' education in Burundi, as the number of girls enrolled in schools is higher than that of boys, and this is an evidence that there is no longer gender-based discrimination in children's education. Ledet Leka Befekadu, Senior Program Manager at OPEDAD, also praised the action led by First Lady Angeline Ndayishimiye. She indicated that this allows young people to become aware of the need to grow up while protecting themselves from anything that could negatively affect their behavior and compromise their future. This, she added, is in line with OPEDAD's mission to be responsible for protecting young people and preparing them for a bright future. The First Lady Angeline Ndayishimiye offered advice to these young students, urging them to avoid bad advisors. Angeline Ndayishimiye also urged these young people to set goals for themselves in life and to use their various talents to achieve them. This visit by the First Lady of Burundi to Saint Michel Archange School in Bujumbura was also marked by the presentation by experts. Dr. Clementine Irakoze, speaking on reproductive health, indicated that unwanted pregnancies are still being observed in schools. However, based on data indicating the number of school pregnancies since the 2018 to 2019 school year, she indicated that such cases have gradually decreased. Dr. Hamidu Nzomita, working with the National ADC Control Program, also based on figures, indicated that there is a decline in HIV prevalence among young people. These presentations therefore confirm the idea that the youth awareness campaigns led by the First Lady of Burundi are bearing fruits and promise a better future for the country. The First Lady Angeline Ndayishimiye concluded this visit by donating sports equipment consisting of jerseys and balls, whose visited, as well as sanitary towels distributed to young girls.
Sorry, that was the story which is about the visit made by the First Lady Angeline Ndayishimiye at Michel Archange School in Bujumbura, accompanied with the delegation. As I said, this Monday, the First Lady of Burundi, Angeline Ndayishimiye, received a delegation from OFRAD, Organization of African First Ladies for Development, in audience. During the meeting, discussions focused on the initiatives led by the First Lady Angeline Ndayishimiye through the Office of the First Lady for Development in Burundi. More details on this meeting with Lady Teka Bedeti Kadu, Senior Program Officer at OFRAD.
This morning we were privileged to have time with Her Excellency, who is also a member of our organization. We're from the Organization of African First Ladies for Development. It's an organization of 23 years of existence, and we have close to 37 First Ladies who are members of the organization. And we're happy to inform that Her Excellency is one of very active members in our organization. Our organization, OFLAD, works on addressing issues that women and girls face in Africa, and works towards gender equality, addressing health, education issues in general. So the discussion we had this morning with Her Excellency is regarding the work she's doing from her office as well as her foundation, how she supports the most marginalized women and girls, and we're so happy to continue collaborating with Her Excellency this work through the OFLAD.
The Secretary General of CNDD-FDD Party, Reverend Kurio, welcomed the fact that the electoral campaign took place in a climate of peace and security. He stated this on Monday in Butinda during the closing of the Paris electoral campaign activities. Reverend Kurio thanked the head of state for accompanying them during this trip. The CNDD-FDD Party activities in Butanyerera province are called upon to increase their involvement in avocado cultivation. The CNDD-FDD Party secretary in this province, Ferdinand Habimana, made this call this Monday during a visit to various hills in the province as a part of the closing of the electoral campaign for the legislative and municipal elections scheduled for June 5 of this year. And the UPRONA Paris election campaign continued this Sunday in the Mutao commune of Gitega province. Among the Paris social projects presented by Olivier Nkurunziza, party president, was an economic development. Prosper Bazombanza, vice president of the republic, and Aimé Laurentine Kanyana, Burundi's ombudsman, were the guest of honor of this event. Details with Elsioro Kamkama.
Here we are at Mutaho commune of Gitega province, while the UPRONA party was continuing with his propaganda campaign. Activities have started with a long parade of Abadasigana UPRONA members, then followed the reception of guest of honor, that is Prosper Bazombanza, vice president and member of UPRONA party, Kenyana Aimé Laurentine, Burundian ombudsman, and the former UPRONA presidents, as well as other UPRONA party members from other provinces. In his speech, the UPRONA party provincial secretary of Gitega province has acknowledged that the campaign went well, despite some irregularities noticed in all communes in delivering voting cards. And Olivier Nkurunziza, president of UPRONA party, in his speech has presented their society projects such as the empowerment of sectors of education, agriculture, justice, the returning back of refugees, payment of retirees, and so on and so forth. On her side, the ombudsman Aimé Laurentine Kanyana has asked Abadasigana to remain united and live peacefully with other members of different political parties. And in his speech, the Vice President Bazombanza Prosper has asked Abadasigana to participate early and massively in the ballot. Note that they have been reminded to vote on number 2 of the specimen, and the representatives have asked to be fully supported.
Olivier Nkurunziza, president of the UPRONA party, promised that the party will promote export crops once elected. Olivier Nkurunziza made this promise at the closing of the election campaign in Mugamba commune, Bururi province. And the National Congress for Freedom (SNL) party concluded this election campaign this Monday with a large gathering of its activists in Bujumbura. The ceremony was attended by Burundian Ombudsman Emero Lantine Kanyana, who called on CNL activists to continue to show goodwill even after the elections. In his speech, CNL party president Nestor Girukishaka reiterated the CNL's main objectives and urged his supporters to vote for the number 3, represented by the corner cab, the party's symbol, in the legislative election, combined with those for municipal councils. And the UPD Zigamibanga party concluded its electoral campaign for the legislative and municipal elections this Sunday. The final activity was held in the Buyenzi zone, Bujumbura capital city. Kasim Abdul, party president, reiterated that elections should not be a source of division. Win or loss, we all remain sons and daughters of Burundi, he declared, calling on activists to participate in the vote in spirit. Peace. Jackson Irakoze.
The final activities of the Ipedezgamanga Party's electoral campaign for the legislative and municipal elections took place in Buyenzi Zone, Mukaza Commune, Bujumbura Municipality. In his speech, Party President Kasim Abdul reiterated the key pillars of his program, including the economy, job creation, education, health, justice, and the security. He also announced the plans to reopen factories such as Velundi, a glass and bottle manufacturing plant, to help eliminate the use of plastic bottles, which harm both the environment and the public hygiene. The events began with football match between the two teams, Santos in green and Wembley in yellow. This provided an opportunity for Kasim Abdul to emphasize that elections should not be a time of exclusion, whether one wins or loses, or remain Burundians. He called on all Ipedezgamibanga supporters to participate massively in the upcoming elections. The event concluded with a demonstration on how to vote.
And this Monday, the ministry in charge of communication organized a meeting with media managers in order to present the list of journalists who will be part of the media synergy during the upcoming elections. Leokadina Chaisaba, the Minister of Communication, called on journalists to uphold professional ethics and, above all, to use reassuring language. Jiva and Chaisaba.
This meeting held for media managers aimed to present the list of journalists who will be part of the Media Synergy, a joint initiative that will broadcast information about the progress of the elections to both Burundians and the international community. It was also an opportunity to explain how activities will be organized and distributed on election day. Oscar Nzabanayo, chair of the commission in charge of media coverage for the upcoming elections, stated that the operation will follow the new administrative division of provinces and the communes. Also specified that only journalists from television stations, print media, and online platforms will be working in the former 18 provinces. The spokesperson of the Independent National Electoral Commission, CENI, François Bizimana, called on journalists to report election results in accordance with the law, particularly the Electoral Code. Also expressed CENI's willingness to collaborate with journalists in broadcasting this major national event. Among the recommendations made by participants in that meeting was the request that journalists assigned to this task arrive early in the provinces and the communes where they will be deployed. The minister in charge of communication, Leokadina Chaisaba, reassured the journalists by informing them that vehicles and the fuel are available in sufficient quantity. She also urged all journalists involved in the media synergy to work in unity to ensure the success of this mission. It is worth noting that across the national territory, 29 radio stations, 7 television channels, and about 30 print and online media outlets will provide coverage of the upcoming legislative and the communal councils elections.
And to end this news in today's sports news, we are going to take through the major events marked the last week, which are mainly elections organized by Febabu Federation, rehabilitation of Kamenge campus playgrounds, as well as the upcoming final match for the Nkurunziza Cup. Evariste Niyonkuru with more.
Let us begin with the major sports events of the past week. At the Kamenge campus of the University of Burundi, where the President of the Republic of Burundi, Evariste Ndayishimiye, joined the youth of Bujumbura City in the rehabilitation of sports fields. He pledged to provide all the necessary support to complete the works, which are expected to last 2 months. President Ndayishimiye emphasized that rehabilitating these facilities is of great importance as it contributes to the fight against delinquency and drug abuse. In football, Kong Viatel FC, a team from the top division of the Vietnamese Championship, is set to face Egenoa in the final match of the Nkurunziza Cup, a tournament held in honor of the former president of Burundi, Pierre Nkurunziza. The match is scheduled for 28 June 2025 at the Nkurunziza Peace Park Complex Stadium, located in Makamba Province, according to Fabrice Niragira, spokesperson for the Pax Burundi Foundation. In basketball, Aloys Nhakutimana has been elected as the new president of the Burundian Basketball Federation, FEBABU in French acronym. He was elected on Sunday, 1st June 2025, with 19 out of 27 votes. Additional elections were held to appoint the remaining members of the Executive Bureau, which is composed of 5 individuals. Among the key projects promised by the new FEBABU president during his 4-year term is the construction of modern basketball courts.
Well, end of this news edition. Thank you for being with us. Keep watching our programs. Bye-bye.